YouTube, hello friends and people in virtual world, welcome back to Baggy's TMD. Don't forget guys to hit subscribe and smash that like button if you're enjoying the channel. Right, 10th of January can mean only one thing. It is Hornby's 2022 product release time. So as you can see while I've been talking, we have two brand spanking new models up for grabs. We have the new Sentinel Industrial Shunter 060, which is a brand new tooling, and we have the Greater Anglia 755-3 and the 755-4 Flirts. Now these two are both brand spanking new toolings for 2022. Quite excited by the Flirts. Got no use for them, but they're going to look quite nice. Nice to see that Hornby are having a go at some multiple units again. It's quite nice to see, hoping this is going to push them out to do more. And we have the new Sentinel Shunters. The new Sentinel Shunters after they how well they're done with the last lot of Shunters. It's quite nice to see them doing that again. Right, we also have a big drop of HSTs. We have the First Great Western, we have the GWR, we have East Coast Trains, East Mids Railways, RailAdventure. These are retools, so to speak, but more about that they've altered the speaker spacing so you can get some more to fit a speaker in, and they've revised the body mounted couplings to make them a little bit more reliable for a good guess, guys. I say we've seen these ones before. It's just he says it's a retool, it's a little rejig. The rumours are that someone else is going to come out with a set of HSTs, so I think Hornby are just edging their bets a little bit and just getting these ones up to quite a nice standard. A little bit expensive now, but we all know that shipping costs have gone up and the labour costs in China have gone up, so these things have gone up. Am I disappointed in this, guys? Yes, I am. There's no Virgin Trains ones. No Virgin Trains from the early 2000s. That's a little bit disappointing, guys, for us here at Baggy's TMD. But like I say, it's nice to see that they've done a few little revivements on it. The RailAdventure one looks very nice. I quite like it. Looks slightly Australian, it does, but I do quite like the look of that. Just a nice visual looking loco grey with a big slab of green down the side of it, guys. Right, up next, after this RailAdventure one has disappeared, we have the 4 VEPs, the third rail EMUs that are found primarily down London, obviously down the south. We have got Southern and we have Southwest Trains versions of this, guys. Both of them, they've been out before. Once again, it says new tooling. It's more they've amended the tooling, and there's a 5-pole motor bogie in these, guys. So the Southwest Trains and the Southern. You see these no end in London, but I think they've all been scrapped. Scrapped by now, guys, but they are looking quite nice and bright. Hopefully they're a bit more reliable. I've seen some people moaning that the old ones weren't very reliable. Right, part of the Railroad Plus range, they have reintroduced the BR Class 110, both the 2-car and the 3-car version of this, guys. It just comes saying it's a reintroduction with a pole motor bogie, so I don't know if they've upgraded the motor on this or not, guys, but hopefully this is Railroad Plus version. I know we had Railroad and normal, now they've got this Plus version, or whatever that means. Who knows? Only Hornby appear to know about that, guys. So going off with these with the Railroad Plus, we have more Railroad Plus stuff just coming up. We have a lot of reliveries. So here we've got the Class 31 section. We have the BR Departmental RTC test train. Quite a nice white and red livery on that. Like I say, it's just a retool. Looking at just under £100 for these. Still not too bad, a little bit expensive. We've also got the BR InterCity colours on a 31 here. Shame I haven't done this in the proper 31, so that'd be quite nice, but not just in the Railroad Plus versions. I believe these are old LNER toolings that they've pulled out. Also got some Class 37s coming up, guys, with some new liveries as well. We have the Class 37 in BR InterCity colours. Once again, nice looking colours. Believe these are the old LNER ones as well. Not saying that they've done anything to them. I I think they remoted them a few years ago. We've also got coming up, guys, as well, the BR large logo in blue for the Class 37. Quite a nice model. I was hoping someone was going to come. I was actually hoping Hornby were going to say we're going to come out with a brand spanking new 37, because the Batman one's getting a little bit long in the tooth now, to my eyes. Up next then, guys, we've got the Class 40s in BR Departmental colours. Say Class 40 1 Coco 1. There's 7. These are retailing also just under 100 quid. So we've got the BR Departmental version. And coming up in a second, guys, we have the BR Green version. Still cheap, let's say 90, 100 quid. Still cheap, but like I say, shipping costs have gone up. Labour costs in China have gone up as well. So that is really starting to affect the model railways, especially with some of the newer stuff. Like I say, I've had a Class 40 before, the Batman one, which is a far superior model to the Hornby offering. Right now we're in the Class 47/57 section, because they use the same tooling for both. We have this nice BR Infrastructure Class 47 here. We've also got coming up Network South East, BR Blue large logo, and a Great Western Railway Class 57 coming up. Like I say, nice, quite like the Network Southwest colours. Network Southwest, Network South East colours. Like I say, these are all Railroad Plus models. Once again, retailing for 100 quid. So if you go to your model shops, they're going to be a little bit cheaper than that. Be a bit of a discount. I'm sure my local model shop, Baz's Models, will be able to get you these models quite quickly as well out of Hornby. So if you're in the West Midlands, go see my mate in Brum for your train-related items. A little bit of a plug there for him. So yeah, also we've got the large logo. It's the Great Western Class. It's a Class 57, but they're pretty much using the old 47 tooling. I think they might have amended the roof line a little bit on it, but that is about it on that, guys. So coming up next on the Railroad Plus stuff, we've got a couple of Class 67s. We have the DB Schenker Royal Diamond Silver Class 66. I believe they've got two. They've got this. Or is this the one that pulls the management train? This one could be one that pulls the management train. It's also the backup. If one of the Royal trains goes down, they can shove this on it. So yeah, we've got this nice silver one. We've also got a nice Colas Rail Freight one. Quite nice colours. Obviously, EWS got rid of a few of their locos a few years ago. The Class 60s and the Class 67s they did, guys. Right. We are coming into the Railroad Train Pack and the Railroad... just the Railroad Train Packs, actually. We've got this BR Class 43 HST in InterCity livery. Just coming up there, guys. Like I say, it's just part of the full Railroads range. So that is the cheap, nasty stuff, basically. You're best saving it. Unless you're a kid, then. But 145 quid for a railroad. That's getting expensive, guys. We've got a couple of the APT sets coming up as well. These might have been in last year's catalogue. They've just been put back into this year's catalogue. So we got the 5-car pack, and I believe it's a 7-car pack. I was going to buy these. The top of my fancy is like, I need them, but then realised I have no use for them if I'm modelling 1920 Southern and early 2000s in the West Midlands. So these are 1970s locos. So yeah, like I say, guys, we've got this 5-car and the 7-car pack. Right, coming up next, we've got the 802, 801 and the 803 sets. So we've got two of the... I haven't told two. We've got the Great Western Railway Class 802-1. We also have the LNER Class 801-2. These have been around for a few years now, guys. Quite a nice looking model. It's the Azuma in it, let's face it. It's the Azuma, but the Great Western version of it. And the LNER version. Quite excited though, guys. There is a couple of new liveries coming out. We have the Trans-Pennine Express version, and we also have the Lumo version. So the Trans-Pennine is the 802-2, and the Lumo is the Class 803. Both these are new liveries. Quite like the look of the Trans-Pennine. Going to look quite nice against Dapol's 68 And I believe, is it a Cura scaler? We're doing a set of coaches for that. With like the DVT, and that'd be quite nice. If you're doing like a York area of the East Coast main line, a couple of these with the new Class 91s running alongside it will look very nice indeed, guys. Like I say, looking at this one with the Lumo one, looks like that's pretty much ready to come out. 4-car set retailing for, what's that, 392 quid? Getting expensive, guys. Speaking of electric trains, though, here are the Class 2 Class 91s. These were in last year's catalogue. We've got the LNER Flying Scotsman and the Battle of Britain Memorial Fund versions of this. Once again, little bit narky Hornby with this one, because I know Cavalex were bringing out theirs and were quite well into theirs, and Hornby have sort of come in as the big boy and shoved it out. Not very nice tactics from Hornby, but then again, they are the big boys. I know Hornby have done it, and Batman have done exactly the same things. And if you've been looking at a lot of the stuff going on with Hornby today, and Rapido revolving around one of their locos that are coming out, it's getting quite interesting. Right, now we are into the diesel section, the Class 66 Cavalcade. There's plenty of 66s. We have DRS in plain blue livery. We have GBRf. We have GBRf HS2 livery, and we have the GBRf Secto livery. Now, these aren't actually badged as Railroad. I always thought these older Class 66s from Hornby were badged up as Railroad, but clearly not. But 96 quid again, they're in Railroad territory. You're not going to get lights on these guys. These are just a motor. They've got some pulling power. They're good for little fingers to mess around with. It's not as if they're going to break, because there isn't that much detail on them, let's face it, guys. But yeah, the HS2 livery looks quite nice and clean. It's going to get very colourful in the Hornby range with their 66s. There is a ton of 66s. So your 66s, you've got these Hornby ones, which are your base ones. The Batman ones, which are not too bad. And then we've got the Hattons ones, which are super duper detailed. From what I've been reading, though, a little bit of a nightmare and are a pain in the ass to take apart. So there is the GBRf sectoral livery. I think that's coal or petroleum. Right, now we've got a Tier 1 exclusive. So it's a Tier 1 shop exclusive in the Fastline livery of the Class 66. This is Tier 1 customer exclusive. Not quite sure what that means. I'm pretty sure it is for the shops. Then we're going to have come up with a couple of web exclusive stuff. So this is if you're buying direct from Hornby's website. We have their what we got here. We have the DB Cargo Class 66 Climate Hero, a web exclusive, and then they have the Rail Charter Service HST and Coaches Pack. They are all website exclusive as well. These do look quite nice. These are also part of the newly tooled HSTs, I believe, so they will have correct headlights on the top, but don't quote me on that one. Looking quite nice. That just reminds me a bit like GWR, just a bit of a lighter green. It does. So we've got the HST, and we've also got the coaches for that just there, guys, as well. 5 coaches. As you can see, knocking out at 44 quid, so they are going to be the newer style of the Hornby Mark III coach. It's still not brilliant compared to the Oxford ones, but I bet the couplings don't fall apart half as often as what the Oxford one do. Then we're coming up with the Collectors Club exclusive. This is a Class 90 Malcolm Rail Logistics, a 100 years of Malcolm Rail. Quite a nice looking livery on that, guys. Like I say, once again, it's basically the Railroad version, where it's knocking out for less than 100 quid. You know it's pretty much going to be the Railroad version. Right, then, the rest of this is basically just what was in last year's catalogue. They've just bunged it in this year's catalogues. We've got a couple of these little Ruston and Hornsby little shunters here. Era 10, that one is. That's newer than 66s. That is. So, yeah, these are all what was in last year's book. It's just stuff that hasn't come out yet, and they've just shoved it back in for this year. So there we go, another Era 10. I thought these were far older than that. So yeah, we've got these little Ruston Hornsby shunters, sorry guys. What else we got? I think we got a few 08s coming up as well, probably BR Blue coming up. What else we got? Yeah, BR Blue, but modern image according to that. Era 10. I think everything's the Era 10. Era 10, used to be when Era 9 was modern images, now like modern privatisation and all that. So we've got a load of different weights here. We've got a couple of National Railway Museum ones as well. This nice BR Black weight here, guys. Era 413079. How much are these knocking out for now? What's that? 185 quid for an 08 shunter. Bloody hell. I remember when you could buy the sound one for that sort of price. In fact, I did buy a sound one for that sort of price. Oh dear, what else we got coming up? We got the Loram. There we go. Well, look at Loram. Right there, Era 11 one. Like I say, there's a host of weights. We've got a couple of 31s coming up as well for you guys. These, like I say, they were in last year's catalogue, but Hornby have just shoved them back in this catalogue. Go, look at this, you can buy this too. So yeah, BR Class 31, another railway museum. Like I believe these are part of the National Collection. I think I've sound chip to know 9F that was the same sort of thing. I think we've got BR Blue 31 coming up as well. One thing I will say though, guys, it appears that Hornby have changed to 21 pin for everything now. So everything's 21 pin. I remember everything used to be 8 pin out of Hornby for a time being. So it looks like they're updating everything to 21 pin chips, which is quite nice to see. Damn sight easier to fit because there's less. You haven't got a shed ton of cables to run around everywhere. Here we are to the Class 50s, Network Southeast, the Era 7, the lighter blue on a Class 50 Hoover. Here, like I say, I remember having one of these when they first come out many moons ago. I don't think they've really updated it. Like I say, they've just put a 21 pin connector in it, guys. We've got BR Blue with large logo there. I wonder I haven't done the GBRf ones again, but I think they were part of last year's catalogue, so they'll still all be floating around there for you guys. Coming up next, we got a Class 66. Class 66 in Central livery. Like I say, is there much in the diesel section for us at Baggies TMD? There's absolutely stuff all for